Coming up tonight on YCN News, New Hampshire Governor Maggie Hassan supports a court ruling against giving public money to religious schools. The Kearsarge Regional School District holds its deliberative session, and Norwich, Vermont athlete Hannah Kearney will again represent the U.S. at the Olympics next month. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Monday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. New Hampshire Governor Maggie Hassan is supporting a court ruling that says giving public money for a non-public or religious school is unconstitutional. Hassan says she will issue an amicus brief, also known as a friend of the court brief. She made her announcement today in a prepared statement. One of 3 points Hassan makes in her brief concerns public tax dollars paying for parochial or religious schools' education. Through legal counsel who are filing the brief, Hassan says the diversion of public money to religious schools through the education voucher tax program hurts towns' local finances. It is the state's responsibility, per its constitution, to provide every child with the opportunity for an adequate public education. School budget news tops our next story. On Saturday, the deliberative session for the Kearsarge Regional School District was held. This meeting allows for attendees to make changes to the proposed 2014 to 2015 school budget. Let's hear more about how Saturday's meeting went.
In keeping with the traditions of New England democracy, the voters of the Kearsarge Regional School District braved an ice storm to attend their deliberative session this Saturday. This deliberative session, the voters get a chance to comment on, question the school board, question the municipal budget committee, and amend the budget. The budget will be voted on March 11th. In just a second, I'll be joined by Superintendent Jerry Frew to get his take on this deliberative session. So Jerry, what were your thoughts about this deliberative session?
Well, first, I really appreciate the folks who took the opportunity to attend the session. I know the weather conditions weren't the best, but typical hardy New England fashion, people made it out, and I think we're very pleased. There was a lot of work and thought put into the development of the budget and a lot of discussion with the school board and the budget committee. I think the process was really solidly vetted, and really appreciate the questions that are asked throughout the whole process, and hopefully people have a good, clear understanding. And we're pleased that the meeting was short in time, and hopefully that's an indication that people are satisfied that they're getting a good, solid budget, and we really appreciate that support.
So it seemed that there were really no controversial issues in this meeting, and I guess that's why it was so short. People understood the process and understood the budget. I guess the one little thing I heard some comments about were the resource officer. And so just a quick question, why is that really important for this district?
I think it's really important for any district, John, because I think that it helps solidify the safety and the safe atmosphere that we want for children, but also it's a great educational tool and a great law-related counseling tool. I think that the value really isn't about law enforcement. The value is about access to students and families that have a law education and law counseling resource readily available and supporting the work of the schools.
Jerry, here's a softball question for you. When do you want people to come out and vote?
I'm really hoping that the voters will get out on the voting day in different towns, and that will be in March. And hopefully the weather will be good and people will get out and support, even though there's not a contentious budget number. I think that it's important to get out and show the support of the schools by casting a ballot.
Thanks, Jerry. We at YCN encourage everybody to get out and vote this March. But right now, let's go back to Rose.
After the break, we'll hear about Norwich, Vermont's Hannah Kearney participating in the Olympics next month, and a few Vermont skiers still competing for a spot on an Olympic team.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spellman. Norwich, Vermont athlete Hannah Kearney will again represent the U.S. at the Olympic Games next month. Kearney's times down the Park City, Utah slopes were nearly flawless, Olympic officials report. This is for the freestyle competition. Races and Olympic trials continue this week. The Olympic ski and snowboard team will join other American athletes in Sochi, Russia next month. The Games open on February 6th and continue through the 23rd. Kearney says in a press release that she found her balance of speed and power. This just gives me momentum and spurs me to compete, she says. She also says that the crowd cheering her on lifts her spirits. You can see, feel, and hear the crowd, says Hannah. There's certainly more people here cheering for me than there are going to be at the Olympics, so I used it and tried to put on a show, Kearney says. Meanwhile, in other Olympic sports news, regional athletes continue to fight for a spot on an Olympic team or compete in world-class competitions. These ski and snowboard team hopefuls include Manchester Center, Vermont's Alex DeBold and Stratton, Vermont's Lindsay Jacobellis. And Westover, Vermont's Devin Logan also is doing well. Logan is now the World Cup halfpipe champion. She was awarded the Crystal Globe for her winning the most points throughout competition. The weather conditions were extreme throughout the competitions. Competitions were delayed because of the snow and sleet, too much even for the most gifted of outdoor athletes. This fact led to the cancellation of the World Cup scheduled for January 17th to 19th in Switzerland. Full U.S. ski and snowboard team nominations will be announced later this month. Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local college sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tonight there may be a chance of freezing rain in some cold spots in our coverage area. Tomorrow and Wednesday, don't forget your raincoat when you go out. We're expecting rain showers with highs in the 40s and lows in the mid to upper 20s. Thursday we'll have a high of 34 degrees with lows in the 20s. Friday, take caution when driving as we're expecting snow showers with highs in the upper 30s and a low of 25 degrees. Saturday will bring more snow with a high of 29 degrees and lows in the teens. If you're looking for some outdoor fun this week, check out the Moonlight Snowshoe or hike in Norwich this Wednesday. The excursion will lead to the Fire Tower on Guile Mountain. For more information, call 802-785-4311. There was a huge college hockey rivalry battle with UNH fighting it out with Dartmouth. In the end, UNH made it on top with a 4-2 victory. At the 1 minute and 7-second mark, Dartmouth nets its first goal in the first period. UNH's Kevin Gumas takes the rebound and puts it in the net past Dartmouth's goalie Charles Grant. In this play, UNH's Eric Nodal makes a far shot power play goal, increasing the score 2-1. Dartmouth's Charlie Mosey scores the final point for Dartmouth in the game. UNH scores 2 more goals, one by Justin Agosta and this one again by Kevin Gumas. UNH will continue its season on the 17th facing Union College. And now let's look at some weekend high school sports games. Rivals Hartford and Windsor battled it out in a girls' hockey match Saturday night, with Windsor winning 45-43. Windsor's Ashley Bly scored the game-winning 3-point goal, the Valley News reports. Windsor just edged by in that game. Now in boys basketball, Woodstock Union High School defeated Thetford 69-53. Also, Hartford was defeated by Burr and Burton this weekend.
Thank you for joining us for this Monday edition of YCN News. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And you can watch our programs anytime online at www.ycnnow.com. Be sure to tune in tomorrow to hear from Jesse DeMars, owner of the Java Cup. I'm Rose Spillman for YCN, your local view. Good night.